Okay, that's alright. So, this is Tyranny. It was made by Obsidian Entertainment that made, Fallout New Vegas. The pillars are, what's it called? Eternity, which I technically didn't beat. I did beat it because I fell through the well without talking to the gods, but I love the game, and I could beat it and get a different ending, but I decided not to. Now this game come out, and uh, why not? So new game, story mode, difficult requires minimal micro management, and easily forget. Combat AI is able to fall, receive wounds until they're knocked out. Strategy efficiency, but forgives a few mistakes in combat. I heard that combat AI is very bad. One save, and no, I can't do that. I am not that hardcore. So we'll just go normal and accept. Scouting mode. And I'm not sure how to play this game, so I heard the combat's like Divinity, turn-based, but all this is I want to see how the story goes and how my choices, like what can I do with my choices. Oh hi, that was loud.
For over 400 years, the armies of Kairos the Overlord have swept across the known world. All who stood against them fell before their might. Even the Archons, women and men of immense power, were forced to kneel, chained to the Overlord's will. Now Kairos' final conquest has come to our corner of the world, and two of the Overlord's armies compete for the honor of taking our lands.
Huh.
The elite disfavored, and the teeming horde of the Scarlet Chorus. The voices of Nerat, spymaster and Archon of secrets, guides the fierce and undisciplined masses of the Scarlet Chorus. With each battle, the Scarlet Chorus grows stronger, as the defeated are given a simple choice: serve or die. Graven Ash, Archon of War and the Overlord's most loyal general, leads the disfavored. Though small in number, Kairos' ironclad legion has never met true defeat in open battle.
Huh.
Watching over the two generals is Tunon, the Adjudicator, Archon of Justice, eldest of Kairos' minions. Tunon brings Kairos' laws to newly conquered lands, aided by the Fatebinders, judges and executioners of the Overlord's laws. You were among the youngest of the court of Fatebinders when Kairos' armies came to our lands.
Huh.
How could we have known that the fate of thousands would rest in your hands?
So, ew! Male? Female. They look like what do you call? Like a Walking Dead characters, like the skin of it. Wait, so... Oh wait, what is this? Body type. That doesn't really... I'll be short. Let's see. In the Northern Empire, where you were born, women enjoy equal protections under the laws of the Overlord Kronos. In the sovereign lands of the Tiers, women may crew a ship, but only men may own or captain a vessel. While these customs give the oceans to the men, the lands are trusted to the women. Men may rent and lease, but only women may own land and bequeath it to their daughters and sisters. While following a parent's profession is standard, Many women choose to pledge service to one of the Overlord's powerful archons. Those without a viable trade or lands to call their own are often drafted into the armies of the archons, where it is assumed they will rise to glory or vanish in obscurity in accordance to their worth. And what does the men say? So, only men... same thing. Most sons enter their father's profession by their mid-teens. Those without a profession... oh, okay, same thing. Service to one of our overlord's mighty archons. Criminals, delinquents, and others are often conscripted into the armies. If a child cannot forge his own skin, he will certainly find one in battle. Ah. So, we'll be a woman. We'll see how it affects the race. Not race, genders also. Let's go with that, I guess. So what do we do? Next. Oh, hey! This is neat. So, face. Well, we are the youngest, so I can see why. Hair color, we'll go red. Female noble.
That wasn't so hard.
Sneaky?
We must rest. Soon.
Wait, I can have a male voice? Aggressive?
Good work!
You learn something every day. I'll just hold on to this.
The voice doesn't really match the face.
That wasn't so hard.
Oh well.
Quiet down.
We'll just go with this. And what is this? Tattoos? Oh, hey! Well, that's neat. That's pretty cool, actually. That is really neat. The legs. This is nice. What is this one? Where's the... Ah, the hands. I see. I gotta admit, this is pretty neat. Ooh, a tree of life. Oh, hey. One sleeve. These are on... Ah, the right leg. Or the left. That's a snake. And this is at the arm. This is difficult. They're all pretty tribal, but they're all pretty good, I think. If I'm not much of a tattoo fan or expert. We'll see. Ooh, excuse me. We'll go with this one. We'll go, Oh, there's no, like, white. So, yeah, I'll just go red, that. No, wait, the other way around. Yep, we'll go with this. Alright, thank you for that. We'll go sneaky. Where's the hair? Ponytail. Go bald. I really don't like that on a girl, but some girls can really pull it off. Let's just go short. Oh, hey, mouse. Please don't do this to me. Oh, hey. And these are all men, women, different portraits. What could be... Ooh. Let's just go with this. Alright, and let's see. So, appearance, history. How did you join Cronus' army? Okay, so today you are a Fatebinder, agent of the Archon of Justice. Oh, you are by no means free, but as a warrior scholar, deputized with this discretionary powers to interpret and execute the laws of the Overlord Kronos, you are freer than most. One does not apply to be a Fatebinder. One is called by Tunen, the Archon of Justice, and to decline is death. Huh. Millions of men and women live in the dozens of realms ruled by the Overlord. How did you stand out from amongst this teeming mass of desperation and insignificance and gain the Archon's notice? So we have Pit Fighter, Hunter, Guild Apprentice, Noble, Skill-worn Soldier, Lawbreaker, War Mage, Diplomatic. Does this also affect my class too? But man, but you turn again. Amused by your wit, wisdom, and adaptability. Lawbreaker. What is which one? Pit Fighter. Let's see, when the closing heart sounded. And 13 corpses. Oof. Wow. Let's see, how about Hunter? When the leader of your home village spoke out of turn, one time too many, agents of the Overlord put the whole town to the torch to contain the spread of insubordination. The Bounding Viper tribe came across the smoking ruins of your village, and when the beast matriarch found you frozen but unafraid, the mighty leader took you in and raised you with the protection of her tribe. For years you lived with these wild beastmen in their migratory homes throughout the mountains. But the Bounding Vipers were a dying breed. Each long winter took a greater toll than the last, and once the dwindling tribe was too weak to defend its lands, disfavored soldiers came to dispense of the ravishing, ravenous scavengers your tribe had become. Finding a human amongst the wild tribe, the disfavored soldiers made a point of taking you alive. News of the wild child of the north eventually spread to the Archon of Justice, and he ordered you released from captivity and delivered onto his court. So, but what did we do? Is it because we're human? That doesn't add a lot of story. It's just like we got lucky. And Lawbreaker. Accused of a crime you most certainly did commit. You stood before Tunen, the adjudicator, Archon of Justice, and argued your case with eloquence and conviction. And pressed by your logic, reason, and confidence, he found you guilty anyway. It is rumored that Tunen selects many of his agents from his prisoners. Who better to catch the wicked than those versed in such ways? In his mercy, Tunen offered you the choice of two sentences: decades languishing in the prison, or a lifetime serving him in the court of Fatebinders. The choice was an easy one, and instead of seeing the inside of a cell, you were trained in letters and numbers, magic and war. The laws you once broke are now yours to interpret and enforce. Um, let's be a hunter. Let's be that like mysterious girl. And then I think we have a lot of history that backs it up. Oh yeah, look at this. So primary expertise. Second to none. Those bearing the title, okay. So add trophy skills. Drains the skills and attributes of your enemies, weakening their attacks and making them easier to kill. So primary expertise. Frost spells. I also heard that magic is really bad. Unarmed attacks. Ooh! Is one of the more challenging combat styles. Damage is generally lower, but this is offset by the speed of your attacks. A good style for someone interested in being challenged. While fighting unarmed, the dodge skill is used to avoid melee attacks rather than to parry. So, subterfuge. Parry, dodge. Gives an adversary. Javelin. Between melee and range. Thrown weapons deal more damage than bows, but cannot attack from as far as away. They also have the benefit of being able to switch between ranged and melee attacks depending on the enemy's distances. Ooh! I kinda wanna go. What kind of rogue uses as a javelin? But let's see. But this is more of a challenge. I don't know if this is. No. I guess I could go do wheel. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, fuck it. Fuck it. Let's pick javelin. Oh hey. Wow, that really changed. Choose a heart shot. Bows, thrown weapons, delay your aim to focus on hitting the target's health. Gain additional accuracy for this attack and leave the target bleeding. Hobble. Take your time. Hobbling them if successful. And what is this? Flurry of blows. A double attack. And this, slice. That attempts to open. I guess that's the same thing. Great sword. Ooh, this is sunder, cleave. Yeah, what kind of? I could be a hunter, I guess. I'll try out rogue, but let's try out this. Hobble. Heart shot. We'll do that. Or just leaves them crippled. So they won't. Yeah, that sounds more reasonable. But I kind of like the accuracy thing, so we'll pick that. So next, primary experience. And then secondary. Okay. War mace. Spear and shield. Wait, does this affect my... Huh. I kind of want to see this. Spear and shield doing... Oh, no, it's just that. Alright. So, I'll still pick javelin. And then get a heart shot. Or we could go do wheel as a secondary. And we could choose this too. Just focus entirely on javelin. Shield slam. I already have a javelin, so war mace. Oh. I would need a shield though. Power aura to reduce. Yeah, fuck it, let's be a warrior, I guess. Or a rogue there. Eh. I don't know. This is all very interesting. We'll go with the spear, because not many games you like use spears. Dazing them. Crush, endurance. Go with this. Oh, and now we have a banner. Go with this. Eh. That looks so weird. But guess we'll go. We'll go like this. So what do we have? 12. Fist, snake. Ooh. Wow, that is. I'll just go with this. Or this. Whatever looks cool to me, I guess. We'll go with red. Alright, so that's the banner. Our name. What shall we call you? I'll steal a name. So... What was gonna... God damn it, I forgot the name. Oh, we'll just call you this. So, finesse. Quickness. So my turn, physical strength. Physical and precision. Accuracy, because of your... armor deflection. Endurance, defense. Spell and cooldown. What is wits? Resolve determines a character's ability to endure physical and mental challenges. Used to derive the endurance. Also applies. Damn. So I'm gonna need a tank since I have. It's recommended. It's recommended. This one is strongly recommended. Cooldown. I would like cooldown, so we'll do this. We'll put some in might. Oh, this is gonna be hard. Guess we'll go with this. Javelin and spear. Alright. Not really sure. Oh, I guess I'll go with this. next. So this is our points because of your javelin. Defense against range attacks from both higher skill rate will reduce damage taken or even cause enemies to miss their attack altogether. Guess I'm more reluctant on dodge than parry for your javelin. Strongly recommended because you're training with javelin and spear and shield. Recommended thrown weapons. So this, what does this determine? Ability to traverse difficult terrain, as well as their ability to execute complicated moves in combat. Athletics is also used in dialogue to determine your ability to imitate or physically power over someone. Alright. What is this? Move on scene. I'll let someone do that. Lore. Dialogue, history, or impress others with your intelligence. Nope, I'm a hunter. So, thing is, I don't know what to put in. Let's just look at. We'll mostly be doing weapons. We'll keep that close and focus more on dodge. So, I guess that's it. And then Conquest. This gives you the most control over the starting. Ah, that's pretty cool. And how other factions will react to your character. Yes, let's do that. And what is quick start? We'll bypass. This will affect the... Alright, no, Conquest.
All the world has fallen to Kairos. And now the Overlord's eye is on the Tears, our home. The last corner of the world free of Kairos' reign. Two armies, the Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus, march south from the Northern Empire, the last realm to fall to Kairos a century prior.
Okay, it doesn't skip, so continue.
In the early days of 428, Kairos' armies arrive at the Gates of Judgment, the mountainous border that we Tearsmen so long believed unassailable. Unable to agree on a unified plan of defense, the various leaders of the Tears sit and wait for each other to deal with the conquerors. Until it's too late.
Dun dun dun! Gates of Judgment. So, how does this do? So, during the Conquest, you will decide your character's actions during Kairos' invasion of the Tears, shaping the world through which you will adventure over the course of the game. Each choice you make affects your character and how major factions of the Tears respond to you. Your decisions matter. Choose wisely. Yes, I love it. I like it when choices matter. Okay. The Bastard City. Really. The Bastard City stood on the northern border between Kairos' empire and the Tears. Built upon a natural harbor at the crossroads between realms, the city was a nexus of commerce. To the Tears, it was the center of all wealth. To the Northerner, it was little more than a backwater trading post. In its symbolic status as a gateway to the continent made it a natural first target in Kairos' military conquest. Circumstances were ideal for you to prove your worth as a soldier in Kairos' armies. Taking the city would send a message to the rest of the world, to the rest of the Tears. Kairos' will is in insufferable. Select a token on the map. Okay, well, I'll be right back. I have to take a pee, so give me a second. Alright, I'm back. I gotta remember to cut that out, so it's at almost half an hour. Alright. So, select a token on the map. In the first major engagement of the war, Cronus' armies crossed the mountains and established a foothold. Okay, so the armies of Kairos, I think it's Kairos, I kept saying Kronos. Kairos took the battle to the gates of judgment, trampling the opening call of the Conquest of the Tears. The two armies brought their distinctive sense of order and chaos to the assault. You went to battle alongside the army whose approach best suited your strengths. Oh, I see. So, standing shield to shield with Kairos' ironclad elite, you advanced on the mercenary army purchased by the nobles of the bastard city. The Legion wanted to send a message to the Tears that superior breeding and disciplined training would win the day. And then this. You rushed with the chaotic mass of the Scarlet Cronus, flanked the Bastard's army and drilled them to flee. Ah. So, and what is this? Infiltrate the Tears. History would remember the Gates of Judgment as the first battle of the Conquest, but the real combat unfolded with advanced units of both armies prepare for the coming war. The Disfavored and Scarlet Kronos each had a plan to infiltrate the capital city. Which army did you join? This is the Disfavored and the Scarlet Guard. So, do I have to pick both the tokens, or... So... Both armies sent their forces to prepare the way. So, what is the Disfavor? You lent your skills to the elite Disfavored scouts to capture a border garrison. Wait, Graven Ash? Insisted that an early victory in the offensive would boost the morale of his troops. And diminish the haughty overconfidence of the Southerners. You joined the Scarlet Chorus. Gang of the is a little more than a gang of ghosts. As they raided villages and small towns, conscripting every able man and woman into the army. The voice of Nectarus emphasized the rewards of conscription and enslavement over unwanted bloodshed. Apparently, his soldiers needed the reminder. So, disciplined and battle hardened, but never outclassed. I usually like that. So, Gates of Judgment. Standing shit like we're Spartans. We'll go with this. Infiltrate the Tears. The Oathbound Scouts identified a modest border defense and collaborated on an organized attack that would leave the enemy uncoordinated and cut off from aid. You oversaw the preparations and offered your opinions on the strategy. When the clashing of swords and spears fell to silence, followed by the cheering of disfavored scouts, you were the least surprised. Ah, okay. So that's how the events go. Well, can I? Apparently I can't go back. Inside Agent, you found an ally within the city to prepare the way of the approaching armies. With the border garrison captured by your disfavored allies, you traveled ahead of Kairos' armies and lurked in the shadows of the bastard city. You decided that converting one of the locals to Kairos' side would help bring the city to its knees. After all, corruption starts from within. Ooh. So what is this? You enlisted a bitter captain of the guard to sell military secrets to the disfavored. Better that Kairos' forces march to their next inevitable victory well informed. And what is this? You came to an arrangement with a well-connected smuggler who knew how to sneak agents of the Scarlet Kairos behind the city walls. The Scarlet Kairos were better operators than soldiers, and this work required a subtle approach. And what is this? Containing the fire, the bastard city's resistant fire mages threatened the first leg of the conquest. Kairos' forces put a stop to their unchecked power. Fire mages! Hell yes! Fuck them! I mean, we can sneak in, but hell no! Kill every mage that's in the RPG. Your fiercest opponents in the bastard city were the mages of the School of Wild Wrath, too barbaric to use their power responsibly. The unbridled practitioners needed to be stopped. How did you trick the hot-tempered mages into their own doing? You lured the hot-headed mages to an ambush where a legion of disfavored waited to spring the trap. The soldiers were hungry for a chance to subdue the arcane branch of the tier's resistances. Alright, and what does this do? You tricked the guild elders into meeting with the voices of Nerid, Archon of Secrets. The Archon was notorious for his cruel and mysterious interrogation techniques. The mages were never seen again. Ooh. That's so we could lead the mages to an ambush, but or we trick the elders, and the elders, you know, are leaders. So why not torture them? So, there were few who could describe what horrors the Archon of Secrets visited upon his enemies during the conquest. Whether the elder mages knew little of the Archon's what I can't say it, reputation, or met with him out of curiosity didn't matter. Once the flap of the Archon's tent closed, none of them were heard from again, save for a straggled cry of alarm that ended just as swiftly. Leaderless, the School of Wild Wrath fell into disorder, and their remaining members were slain by the disfavored or conscripted into the Scarlet Chorus. Let's see, your tactics of infiltration placed you in the betrayal of the bastard city. Your tactics of infiltration placed you in the bastard city ahead of the main armies. Your work softened the city defenses for the arrival of Kairos' forces, but you wanted a decisive gesture that would give your allies a meaningful advantage. How did you assist in the fall of the bastard city? What is this? Betrayal of the bastard. You challenged the commander of the bastard city's defenses to an honorable fight to the death. The disfavored wished to spare soldier lives for the battle ahead and civilian lives for occupation. What is this? Warriors Respite. Stand your ground in the face of defeat. During this time, you will regenerate health rapidly, but your damage is significantly reduced. Well, spreading the word of Kairos, you converted the poor and disaffected into a hidden army of the Scarlet Chorus. Once the dust settled, the army wished to bolster their troops with these sleeper cells. Searing Palm. Gather heated energy into your hands and release it onto a foe. The target ignites in flames, burning over time. Ooh. What is the cooldown? 24 seconds? Jesus, that's a long time. And what is this? 1 per counter. And what is this? Spread fear through assassination. Incite a riot. Duel the city marshal. Keeping to the shadows, you eliminated the leaders of the bastard city, one by one. Concealing shadows. Grace accuracy. Create a cloud of obscuring shadows and dust for a short duration. Enemies that use physical attacks against you have a significantly increased chance to miss. During this time, your attacks will also be less effective. Aww. I kind of want to kill the leaders one by one. Like, killing the leader, everyone scatters, and they have no choice. So we'll go with this. Some deaths were quiet and unnoticed, while others were gruesome beyond words. Nice. As a wave of murder overtook the city's elite, your deeds swelled in infamy. Well before the armies arrived, no one in the bastard city felt safe in their homes, much less behind their walls. By the time Kairos' forces crescent the horizon, the city was fearful enough to throw open the gates and welcome their new protectors. Damn. That was evil. I like it. So the bastard city into a new state of normalcy, with every tower displaying Kairos' banner. Your name was whispered alongside rumors of a decorated career to come. The armies divided into 2 fronts and migrated south. Teuton sent word that you were to join the next frontier of Kairos' conquest, either as judge and overseer of the settlement of Lethan's Crossing, or as a war advisor with the armies advancing into the realm of Apex. The judge or a war advisor? I'm not much of a war advisor, so probably as a judge and overseer. Yeah, we could go with this. Oh wait, this is Apex. So this has iron. What does this have? The second one. Okay, well, we'll do judge and overseer as opposed to a war advisor. We'll try to do this. Year 2. This is a pretty long character creation. So Lethan's Crossing. Years ago, Lethan the Bold founded a small merchant town at the intersection of ancient old walls. A pact between the settlers and a mercenary company meant that cavalrymen were able to travel without fear of bandits or Bane. And the town thrived in modest insignificance. Lethan's Crossing drew Kairos' attention for the iron deposits in the surrounding hills. With the region under Kairos' control, the northern smith mages could set up workshops to refine ore and arm the disfavored with the finest weapons in the known world. The Archon of Secrets dismantled the mercenary support with a generous bribe, taking the crossing in a bloodless victory. Tunnen dispatched you to travel alongside Kairos' forces and bring order to the region. So, what is this? The iron must flow. You found a clever solution to improve production of iron weapons and armor. And what is this one? The Archon of Song's power ensnared the mind of a disfavored soldier. The cult of Siren. And this, the iron must flow. What's this about? Siren, Archon of Song, used her arcane charm to lure locals into joining Kairos' army. As a patroness of the Scarlet Chronos, her efforts were critical to the conscription of new recruits. When a enthralled, disfavored soldier joined her cult, his company feared that the Archon was growing out of control and needed to be stopped. The disfavored demanded that the Archon of Song cease her recruitment practices and that they be allowed to violently subdue her cult of followers. The loss of soldiers was a significant setback to the Scarlet Chronos' conscription efforts. In the Scarlet Chronos tradition, you sent the latest batch of cultists to the front lines of the Apex campaign. Those who survived were welcome to remain in Chronos' military, and their performance would stand as testimony to Siren's effectiveness. Huh. And what is this? Kairos' smith mages worked day and night to create weapons. No one faulted their dedication, yet production was low. The plans that came to light proved decisive to the disfavored and Scarlet Chronos. I can keep messing up. On one hand, any additional manpower was needed for fighters, not forges. On the other hand, the celebrated weaponry of Kairos' armies needed to be fiercely guarded. The Scarlet took refugees from the recent influx and forced them to serve in Kairos' military. You repurposed these individuals to haul wagons of iron for the smith mages. This proved an inconvenience to the Scarlet Chronos, who relied on their force of numbers to be effective in the field. You conscripted help from a local tribe of beastmen. Their strength would be more than offset their disobedience. The disfavored protested that savages have access to the secrets of iron, but their voices were few compared to the support of the Scarlet Cronus, whatever. The iron must flow, or something about that guy. Like, who cares? Yeah, he can join. That's his choice. That's his fault for being subdued into the Archon's song. So we need to flow. The population of Lithian's Crossing had swelled from the emptying of lands destroyed by Kairos' armies. Although the Scarlet Chorus fought to keep the refugees under their control, the need for production could not wait. The new recruits were reassigned to haul iron ore from the treacherous mine shafts, labor more befitting slaves than Kairos' arsonists. Though the disfavor grew stronger with the advantage of more weapons, the Scarlet Chronos diminished as their ranks found themselves with one less opportunity for growth. But you have better weapons! Better weapons! Alright, what is this? A Guardian's Due. Tensions rose as disfavored and Scarlet Chronos' soldiers rubbed elbows with mercenaries hired to guard the forges. And what is this? Pick of the army. As the forges improved production, both armies demanded preferable treatment. Let's see. Kairos' armies used Lithian's Crossing as a repeated from the war. The city grew more crowded as a mercenary army hired by the Arcana Secrets occupied the barracks, where they drained resources and escalated tensions. The disfavored wanted nothing to do with the sellswords, but the Kairos Kronos sought to invite them into the fold. So you let the Scarlet Kronos and the mercenary engage in combat games and challenges, and allowed laws against rivalry and the mermaid to go unenforced. Those who won the contest took a greater share of provisions, and sellswords of merit were invited to join Kairos' army. The disfavored demanded that the mercenaries be kept far from Kronos' army. The righteous occupiers would not deign to share provisions or supplies with degenerate sellswords. You built a separate barracks and mess hall in order to keep the sellswords out of the army's way, and enacted strict laws against disorderly conduct. Kind of boring. Cancel. What is this about? Pick of the armory. Since you aided the production of weapons, commanders of both armies lobbled for additional arms. They offered all manner of bribes to be next in line for the fitting section with masters of the forge. How did you sate the lust for iron? You allowed no changes to the orderly dispensation of iron, and punished those who tried to bribe you twice. You gave iron arms to the Scarlet Kronos commanders, knowing they pay very well for any killing tool. Weaponry of such acclaim was typically reserved for the highest disfavored officers, but you were open to changing tradition under the circumstances. You let the disfavored have the iron, keeping the best tools in the hands of the elite. The Scarlet Kronos saw the slight as an obvious display of preferable treatment. I can remain neutral. Whew. Well, they're few, but they're strong compared to the Scarlet. But this is my town, so do that. Using language that left nothing open to interpretation, you let both of the commanders know that bribery would not be tolerated in Kairos' military. That didn't stop either of them from seeking you out again, making promises of wealth and advancement if you showed special favor. Deciding that enough was enough, you ordered both of the commanders flogged in view of their armies, letting pain and humiliation teach them where reason had failed. Everyone gets a fair piece. Besides, who controlled the crossing? Tragedy struck when a mercenary hired by the Voices of Nerid injured a forge-bound artisan, leaving him unable to practice his craft. Tunson ordered the mercenaries to leave the city in the hands of Kairos' more responsible servants. Only a token garrison could be left behind while the armies returned to the front. As the disfavored and Scarlet Kronos showed increasing tension and hostility toward each other, Tunson decreed it best that only one force control the crossing. Who controlled the crossing? Hell no, I'm not leaving it to these guys, a bunch of thugs and stuff. Besides, the production is important, so we'll leave it to the disfavored. The disfavored placed a modest garrison in the settlement of Lethian's Crossing, though the force was larger than might be needed to police the small settlement. Protecting the forge-bound ironsmiths became the true agenda of the defense force, as these magical craftsmen kept the disfavored invasion force suited in iron. Relieved as the departure of the Scarlet Kronos, the citizens of Lethian's Crossing felt they got the least of the two burdens. You received word from Graven Ash thanking you for your decision. The Forgebound and their weaponry could not be entrusted to the voices of Narrat. And we have two more. Two more. With the mercenaries expelled and Lithians crossing under new leadership, Kairos' forces congratulate themselves on bringing order to the settlement and guaranteeing a productive flow of resources. Over the course of this division, the army front advanced further into the tiers. Your skills were needed in the realm of Azir, Stalwart, or the Vellum Citadel. Ooh! Was a library fortress. The School of Ink and Quill protected and maintained the archive. Let's see, of the younger realms. Was dispatched to subjugate the nation. With its easily defended position and rich military tradition, the realm of Stalwart was the most formidable realm in the tiers. Ooh. Conquering gaze fell upon its treasures, its knowledge, its secrets. Ooh. I like treasure. And I like secrets. This has nothing. I guess I'll choose this. Stalwart or Citadel. We'll go here. Oh, this is taking a long time. I'm sorry. Looks like I have to cut up some parts. The realm of Stalwart was best known for its proud army, disciplined, courageous, and undefeated on their home soil. Skill and resolve made Stalwart a military power that Kairos' forces approached with due caution. With its sovereign position, Stalwart had been largely safe from war, watching for 2 years as its neighbors fell to Kairos' forces. On the dawn of the 3rd year of war, Kairos' forces were finally posed to invade the Stalwart Peninsula and subdue the tier's most vaulted army. A stinging defeat led to accusations among Kairos' armies. Oh no. Tragedy struck when hungry Scarlet Chorus's forces appropriate disfavored supplies. Really? The Stalwart defenders burned their crops as they retreated, leaving the invaders little to forage. Starving, the Scarlet Chorus mob raided from the disfavored, well-maintained supply lines, incurring casualties on both sides. After the defeat at the hands of enemy defenders, the Scarlet Chorus accused the disfavored of recklessness. The disfavored claimed that the Scarlet Chorus brought too few soldiers to cover their flanks. Both their armies refused to march until you gave a ruling. Oh, that's even worse. But supplies is what's needed. As well as to you decided the wrong. But I think supplies are more important than just behavior of defeat. Casualties on both sides. A defeat is something to bypass, but trying to steal each other's supplies when we're trying to raid the most fortified thing, that won't be tolerated. By your command, the disfavored shared the thieves each lost a hand for their treachery. But it's just they radiate each other like, come on. No. We're in this together, so these each lost a hand for their treachery. Well, I could do that. We could kill them. You order that the thieving Scarlet Chorus thieves. Well, the thieves could still fight. They only lost a hand, so. Right now, we need all the soldiers we can get, so. Scarlet Chorus commanders argued that the Horde was starving. Being the largest of Kairos' armies, they were also the least provisioned. The men were wrong to steal, but the disfavored were equally wrong to withhold supplies from their allies. You agreed with the Chorus's version of events and ordered that the disfavored supplies be shared, that these themselves would be punished with loss of a hand and returned to the front lines. The disfavored found this a sickening aberration of justice and surrendered their supplies with grudging acceptance. Yeah, deal with it. What is this about? Better dead than red. A string of mass suicides led to the Scarlet Chorus making demands of the disfavored, really. The Beasts of Starlight. A new Scarlet Chorus tactic provoked disfavored rage. What is this? Scarlet Chorus mages discovered a spell to turn beastmen slaves against their handlers. The army prepared to deploy this tactic elsewhere, but the disfavored protested. The use of unsaturated magical practices ran contrary to Kairos' law, and the beastmen were considered too erratic to be relied upon, even as shock troops. You agreed with the disfavored argument and ordered the beastmen slain. The Scarlet Chronos mages who discovered the trick were ordered to never use it again, on pain of execution. You approved of the Scarlet's new evolution and ruled the technique and accepted use of wartime magic. I don't like experiments, especially experiments that could go crazy. Rather than submit to Scarlet Chronos' conscription, conquered locals began committing suicide. Desperate to add more bodies to the horde, the Scarlet Chronos demanded a portion of disfavored prisoners. The disfavored denied the right of recruitment, as the realm's population had taken a steep decline. You banned the Scarlet Chronos from recruiting in the realm of Starwood, going so far as notifying the locals to assimilate their fears. You refused the disfavored request and allowed the Scarlet to continue recruitment. Additionally, you ordered that disfavored camp slaves be given to the Chronos to make up for the suffers lost. No. Fuck the people. But we'll do this. The Scarlet Chorus argued that their tactics were suppressed by the disfavored rigid sense of ethics, which didn't apply to their side of the military campaign. You listened to these complaints with interest, wondering if they suggested some greater flaw in the conquest, but stood by your decision. The disfavored took the more orderly approach. Kairos' peace meant nothing without order. The Edict of Storms. The disfavored carved a slow, steady path into the heart of Stalwart and surrounded the enemy's massive fortress. With the main bulk of their forces defeated, the enemy leadership retreated to their mighty fortress, content to wait out the war. The Overlord answered this impotence with an Edict of Storms on the Pennsylvania, a devastating spell that would endure as long as the cowardly hearts of Stalwart's leaders persisted in beating. Pleased by your efforts, Tunton deemed you the proper representative to deliver Kairos' edict. Aside from being given a 3-day window to read the edict. You receive no other instructions. Most powerful magic that is of commandments can rain fire, wither crops. Oh! Cities. Oh, this is gonna be good. Agreeing with the wishes of the disfavored, you proclaim the edict at once, leaving the enemy no time to react. Stalwart had ample opportunity to surrender for several years. The time for mercy was long gone. In an attempt to ingratiate themselves with the people of Stalwart, the Scarlet Chorus insisted that warning be sent to the towns and villages, so that the people may prepare for the horror about to descend upon them. Fuck them! You agree with the disfavored rationale. The leaders of Stalwart had refused honorable battle, and too many disfavored lives were lost in the campaign. Since the last regent refused to leave the keep, you would let him watch as his people suffered. Without hesitation or regret, you broke the seal of Kairos' Edict of Storms and read the Overlord's incantation. The Edict of Storms. Well, that was cruel of me. The clear skies darkened as you read the final words of the edict. A flurry of wind and rain whipped through the rolling plains and craggy canyons, turning rocks, uprooted trees, and hapless soldiers into hazardous shrapnel. Armed with a measure of foresight, you were able to remove yourself from the area before the storms grew more violent. Over time, nearby communities told of cyclones consisting of thousands of soldiers worth of limbs, spears, armor, and skulls. What's more, the weather showed no sign of disbanding. Several units of disfavored who fought the enemy in spite of the advancing storm were caught up in the Overlord's magic. The few survivors regrouped and nursed their wounds. Their failure to topple the Stalwart Legion shamed them into believing the dead more fortunate. The name Stalwart fell from use. People took to calling it the Blade Grave, for the remade landscape festooned with the iron and bronze armaments of two once great legions. As Kairos' forces departed, you spared a glance back at the ruins of Stalwart, marveling at your work. You didn't have long to rest on before Tunton called you into service once more. Conquest complete! You have reached the end of Kairos' conquest. Do you want to continue? Or erase your progress and start over? No, that was too long. I had too much time on this character creation. And I hope it starts the dialogue so I could just...
The year is 431, and Kairos' invasion has shattered all major opposition in the tiers. The Younger Realms, the Bastard Tier, the Free Cities. All who defied Kairos lay broken by battle, or bowed in surrender. The two armies of the Overlord, the Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus, now control our lands.
Chorus, okay.
But our will is not yet extinguished. Not entirely. In the Valley of Vendrian's Well, those of us unwilling to bow to Kairos have banded together in defiance. Violating an oath of surrender from 2 years prior, we have staged a bloody uprising, murdering the Disfavored and Scarlet Chorus garrison in a midnight assault. With their main forces spread across the tiers, the Disfavored and Scarlet Chorus redeploy to Vendrian's Well to crush the resistance. But months pass with no definitive battle. As disagreement and discord paralyze the Archons, we bide our time and wait for our message of insurrection to spread across the tiers. The Overlord is not amused, and Kairos has one message for the Archons: crush the Oathbreakers or die. Kairos backs this threat with an edict, a magical commandment that can slay all in the valley should the order be ignored. The honor of proclaiming this edict fell to you. Sent across the mountains to Vendrian's Well, you carry the Overlord's edict to read before the Archons.
Ooh.
As you finally make your way through the winding mountain passes into the valley, the ground trembles, and Kairos' magic seals the way behind you.
What?
You are trapped in Vendrian's Well, with Kairos' armies and the Oathbreakers. The only way to survive is to fulfill the terms of the Overlord's edict, in any way that you can.
Really? Oh, hey! Hey, Fatebinder, Shura, I presume. We've been expecting you. So if this is your first visit to the world of Tyranny, watch for these windows to help. Okay. But I'm gonna save here. I'm gonna save and come back to it next time. Yeah, I'm just gonna put hi. Save again. What does this mean? Wait, was that an autosave? Yeah, it is, I guess. But that would be it. We'll come back later and actually play the game. So, have a good day, everyone.